What's up, everybody, and welcome to Hate to Pylon, your favorite sports show here on Twitch. I am CJ alongside Jonathan here tonight to review some NFL and NCAA action from this past week of action. But before we get into that, let me do my Twitch thing real quick. September is Twitch. As September, if you so willing to incline to subscribe to this channel and help us out and help us grow and get bigger and better, we will greatly appreciate that. If you're watching this after we go live, please share this and tell your friends. You can follow us on YouTube at Hate to Pylon and watch the full length version as well. Then also, if you really like the swag that we be wearing on the shows, not right now, unfortunately, but you can go to hatetopylon.com and purchase yourself some awesome swag. And I will be designing a hoodie in the very near future to go up on the website. So that's something to be looking out for, especially when I was, starting to get that hoodie season. Football's back, you know what I'm saying? So please, if you're so willing to incline to support us, we'll greatly appreciate it so much here on this channel. But the next order of business I must get to is Jonathan. How are you doing today?
Exceptionally well, CJ. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, and I'm ready to get started with some college football because we had a lot of very interesting results and outcomes this past weekend. And I don't even know where to start. I guess I'm going to start off with on Friday because I got to give a shout out to my Maryland Terrapins beating Illinois 20-17. Not the greatest game. You want to score, want to see them score some more points, but, they was able to make the field goals when they needed to in clutch time. And, Talea Tagovailoa has been looking really good quarterback. I'm excited for what he can constantly keep developing. And that team is really good. I'm interested to see how they're going to do once the Big Ten play starts up. But this was a big Big Ten victory for Maryland on Friday night.
Yeah. You got Talia, you got Dante Demas, you got King Jarrett. It's a very deadly trio right there.
Very.
They'll look to keep that potency against Big Ten opponents now the Big Ten play started. And I'm excited because Demas is draft eligible.
Yeah, he is a senior. But I think he might still have one more year because of COVID.
Yeah.
So he could come back another year, but I doubt it. But Raheem Jarrett is a sophomore, so, he still has plenty of time for him to do some crazy things. They're both going to be high draft picks for sure.
Tagovailoa is redshirt sophomore or redshirt junior?
He's a junior. I don't know if he redshirted, though. I think he's a true junior.
Is he true? I thought he sat out a year when he transferred.
He played right away.
He did?
Yeah.
Did he redshirt at Alabama?
No, he was back up behind Tua before he transferred. I'm pretty sure. I remember him suiting up.
He would have been the third. Maybe he was the third string quarterback because Mac Jones was Tua's backup. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he was there. But he did. He was there as a true freshman because they were talking about him. But he was he's definitely. He wasn't backup. He was like third string though. But.
Well, so he's draft eligible, but he'll probably come back unless he keeps showing out the way he's been doing. You got to.
I think he needs one more year to really kind of be that guy. But I love what he's doing right now, though. I do love what he's doing right now. Very accurate. I think he's still working through his pocket awareness, and that's one of the biggest knocks on him. But he has really good arm strength, pretty good accuracy with the ball. He's really sneaky athletic. Homie got some wheels on him as well, and they've been using his athletic abilities to him get out there on those read options.
Facts. You know who is not sneaky athletic?
Who?
DJ Uyunglele.
Oof.
He might think, and so might Clemson. The coaching definitely stinks. Offensive coaching. I have no clue what Clemson's doing. They barely beat Georgia Tech 8-14.
And Georgia Tech was knocking. They were knocking hard on the door to try to score that last seconds, and they got lucky. They got a big fumble, and there was almost a safety as well.
There was a safety. It was 6-14. They were knocking on the door to score, turned it over on downs, and then safety the next play.
Mm.
Got the ball back, and I think they got the ball at the 20-yard line. They had like 2 plays. They didn't do anything with it.
That's wild. That's wild. I don't know. The offensive woes are continuing for Clemson, and it's not something that you're used to seeing because, I mean, Clemson has had a run of pretty dominant quarterbacks, especially with Trevor Lawrence, who just went first overall. Then before that, you had Kelly Bryant, which he was okay. He did the job, and he's still, I kind of outperforming DJ right now. I mean, what he's done, he was able to still win games. Maybe was it a different team? Was it a better team then? You could argue that possibly. But before Kelly, there was who was before Deshaun? So, and then before Deshaun, you had Tosh Boyd. So I mean, guys who all went to the NFL. I think Kelly. I don't know if did Kelly Bryant make a team?
I don't think so.
Yeah. But. Yeah, it's not a strong start for DJ, but maybe he can bounce back for Clemson. Or do you think he gets pushed out next year and transfers out because of the talent you guys keep bringing in at quarterback? Is that possible?
He might get pushed out next year. If he does start showing some progress this year, we got another 5-star quarterback coming in next year, Cade Klubnik. Texas high school, 5A.
Ooh.
Dog. So, DJ.
You got Archie Manning too, he got Clemson on the visit list this summer or this fall.
He could be coming in 2 years, so yeah, we'll see what happens.
Wait, is he only a junior?
Yeah. I think
that's insane.
I think he's class of. Let's double check that. I know Peyton on the
Monday Night Football
with Peyton and Eli. Pat McAfee asked him where Arch was going. He told Pat he's going to West Virginia.
That's big cap.
Big cap. He got Pat a little hype. Yeah, he's class of 2023, so he's a junior.
Wow. That's insane. That's insane. He could reclassify. Is that a thing? Do people do that in college, in high school? I mean, for football?
Yeah.
Who knows? We'll see. I mean, he definitely has a lot of the big schools looking at him. Great talent. I'm excited for him.
Offers from Bama, Clemson, Georgia, LSU, Ole Miss, and some other schools that if it would load, I could tell you. Texas, Boston College, Duke.
Oh, he does visit Ole Miss. Oh, Archie Manning going to his brother or his uncle's alma mater with the Lane train. That would be electric.
247 Sports, 24/7, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's got Alabama, Clemson, Georgia, LSU, Ole Miss, and Texas all as warm for him. In terms of interest, and it's cool on Boston College, Duke, North Carolina, Notre Dame, SMU, Tennessee, Oklahoma, and Southern Cal.
For sure. I don't know if you want to go to Tennessee right now. That was just to be a career suicide. I mean, Peyton did it.
Yeah,
Peyton. That was a long time ago. A way different team.
I don't know. If he went to Ole Miss with the Lane train, that could be interesting.
That would be electric.
Clemson better get it figured out, though, because if the offense looks the way it's looking, Klubnik might leave. Then they're stuck with DJ and some bad coaching, and you're going to get more of whatever they have this year, which is not good. So they got to get that figured out. And it won't be easy next week against NC State. That's low-key a good team. So
Yeah, they definitely give you guys some fits for sure.
Might be an upset alert.
Speaking of an upset alert, let's talk about Alabama at Florida because we didn't really predict this game to be as close as it was. And Florida came out and played pretty well against Alabama. Um, is this just kind of like a fluke, you think, with Florida? Or was this kind of like, okay, they're finally showing like the team that they can be playing against the competition? I mean, they're ranked 11th right now, so.
I don't know. Like this could be a different Florida team than what we end up seeing in December in the SEC championship game and college football playoff. Because who's the backup quarterback? Anthony Richardson?
Yeah.
That dude might be the truth. So if he starts getting playing time over Emory Jones, he could unlock this offense in a way that they are missing right now.
Yeah.
And if that happens, I mean, this offense already ran for 245 yards on Bama. That doesn't happen.
That does not happen.
245 yards and 4 rushing touchdowns. Emory Jones only threw for 195 yards, which, I mean, it's not bad. He also ran for 77 and a touchdown. But, yeah, if they can keep that rushing dynamic and add more of a passing threat, then this Florida team could be a pretty big threat to the Bamas and Texas A&Ms and Georgias of the SEC come December.
Oh, for sure. I think, let's see, let me look at the schedule. Yeah, I mean, they got Tennessee, Kentucky, Vanderbilt, then they got LSU, and then they got Georgia the night before Halloween, then South Carolina. I mean, so really, I mean, their schedule's pretty, I would say it's kind of favorable for them if they could kind of get that rub, like they kind of get this ball rolling. They got FSU to finish the year, Missouri, Samford. Like, it's not bad. They can run the table. I mean, you can see a big matchup going against Georgia. That should be a really fun matchup. The Halloween, the night before Halloween, you know what I mean? Things get spooky and get a little strange.
Right.
Let's go on to the next game. Let's see. South Carolina, Georgia. I mean, Georgia did everything that I expected them to do. JT Daniels. Offense looked explosive. I think that the big key of emphasis, especially after let's see. Especially the key of emphasis, especially after week 1 against Clemson, not having much of an offensive presence, was to get the offense explosive again, getting the explosive pass plays, get the running game going. They were able to do that week 2, but it was the Stetson Bennett. But now that JT Daniels was back in the lineup, it was able to get that offense rolling, score some points. Defense is legit. Big win for Georgia. They continue to roll. This week they play Vanderbilt, so a little bit of a lesser opponent this week, but Georgia looking good right now. Next big test, though, see, this could be a trap game this week because after Vanderbilt, they got Arkansas and Auburn back-to-back.
Arkansas, Auburn back-to-back, then Kentucky, who's currently undefeated, and then Florida. So after Vanderbilt, 4 pretty tough opponents.
And then if they can run the table with those, I want to say this is like a pretty clear shot, but I mean, I wouldn't say Georgia Tech's easy anymore, but I mean, they got Charleston Southern, they got Tennessee, Missouri.
Georgia Tech almost beat Clemson.
That's what I'm saying. I can't call it an easy game, and especially it's a rivalry. I think they built a relationship like a couple years ago, since like 2013 to play, because they've been playing each other since then. Hey, they need that money. They need that money for sure. Built them facilities up. Oklahoma, Nebraska, incredible interception Saturday.
Oh yeah, the one-handed.
And a one-handed catch, insane. I saw from Trey Young's point of view, standing on the sidelines with them boys. Love to see it. I don't know. Oklahoma, I don't know. I'm not afraid of Oklahoma. And I think they could easily find themselves on the out. And we could see possibly Iowa and Oregon inside of there. I don't know. I'm not a fan of Oklahoma right now. They're pulling off the victories, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think Oklahoma are pretenders.
Oh, big time. Oregon, big victory over Stony Brook this past weekend, 48-7 victory there. Iowa took care of business, 30-7. Iowa's a sneaky team. I kind of like them a little bit. I like them, what is those? Let me use as many cliches as I can possibly think of. Bring your work pail to lunch. Hard nose to the ground. They're your favorite type of men working there. You know what I mean? All that stuff. Coaches, love these guys. Just a good team that just plays really exceptionally well. And, it's just tough and dirty. Man, bunch of grinders, blue collar guys.
Correct.
But enough of that. Clemson, as we talked about before, squeaked out with that victory. Texas A&M beating New Mexico 34-0, looking pretty good there. Let's see. So this is a game. Okay, so this was a game that we kind of talked about a little bit. Indiana and Cincinnati, that could have been an upset, and it was really Trenton. This game was a really good game. Cincinnati did not squeak out, but they did pull out the victory 38-24. But Indiana, they were no joke. They were ready to play, but Cincinnati was able to lead that comeback over the Hoosiers.
Correct. They were down going into the fourth quarter by 1. And ended up losing.
Yeah, Rittler finally came alive. This man kind of was sleepwalking through the game. He's supposed to be like a Heisman candidate. And this team is supposed to finally their year to squeak into the top 5, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But you want to talk about Heisman candidates?
Who are we talking?
Ole Miss and Matt Corral.
Yes, sir. That's my guy.
They beat Tulane 61-21. Matt Corral was 23 of 31 for 335 yards, 3 touchdowns, and also ran the ball 13 times for 68 yards and 4 touchdowns. So 7 total touchdowns. And I think he's up to 9 passing touchdowns on the season. And rushing. Where's rushing? 5 rushing touchdowns.
14 touchdowns kind of for him by himself. I would say that's pretty good.
Yeah. He's probably the Heisman front runner right now, if I had to guess. They're 3-0.
Yeah, if he can continue to keep this Ole Miss team hot. I really want to see the Ole Miss do something. That'd be fun. They're fun to watch.
They are the train over here.
Exactly. Ohio State picked up the victory over Tulsa, 41-20. The big whiteout game. We had Penn State and Auburn. Pretty good game right here. Penn State picked up a victory, 28-20. I really thought Auburn was going to pull this one out. It was close, but wasn't able to do it. Penn State, are they for real? Are we saying Penn State's for real now? That was a big test.
I don't know if Penn State's for real, but Bo Nix certainly is not for real. He stinks.
Yeah.
He threw the ball 37 times for 185 yards. Not great.
That's not even good.
No.
Sheesh.
Certainly is not. He stinks.
UCLA losing to Fresno State 40-37. Crazy upset alert. Right when you thought UCLA was going to be legit, but losing this football game close here, looks like it was a wild game. It was a wild game over in LA. This definitely doesn't do great for the Pac-12, especially Oregon. But I mean, Fresno State 3-1 right now. Derek Carr. I think Derek Carr. He just has his soul and energy still running through Fresno State. Them boys pulling off improbable victories. We'll talk more about that and how my bold pick about Derek Carr is still alive, baby. It's still alive.
He stinks. But there were 3 lead changes in the last 3 minutes of this game. Fresno State took the lead 33-30 with 2 minutes and 55 seconds left. UCLA drove down and took the lead 37-33 with 54 seconds left. And then Fresno State scored again with 14 seconds left. So they scored in 40 seconds.
That's insane.
So the UCLA defense probably not it. My offense was good, though. 37 points in a loss. And they've been points.
I mean, big disappointment at home, too. Fresno State came into the house. And, I mean, Fresno State quarterback took a fucking hit. I'm watching it right now. It looked like a Tua hit when he hurt his hip. And he still delivered a strike and scored a touchdown. Insane. Big guts on that guy. Big huevos. Iowa State picked up a big victory over UNLV, 48-3. Virginia Tech losing to West Virginia. West Virginia said, hey, Archie Manning, you can come to West Virginia and have yourself a good time.
Pat McAfee would love it.
He sure would. Shout out to the Chanticleers. Coastal Carolina picking up the big victory in Buffalo, 28-25. This game was pretty good, back and forth. Dude, I forgot. I didn't realize that McCall is a sophomore. I could have sworn that man was a junior, like a redshirt junior. This man is like a true sophomore.
He's not a true sophomore. He's draft eligible. He's either a redshirt sophomore or he's a junior that they've designated the sophomore because of the COVID year.
When I was watching the Broncos, they had sophomore. Yeah, it says sophomore from Indian Trail, North Carolina. No one has redshirt or nothing.
He's a third-year sophomore for sure.
You could do some investigating, but hey, I saw this man angry at Jamie because he said run the ball after he threw an interception in the end zone. That's kind of interesting. But they was able to pick up the victory. Buffalo was in this game. They were going back and forth with shots, scoring the ball. They were both, running the ball at will. But Coastal continues to, get these big victories with especially these couple upset losses. They could find themselves maybe top. I don't know. What did they rank this week? I'm not on this week's rankings yet. But
they were 16th last week. It looks like this week they are. Oh, they fell. They fell from 16 to 17.
Oh, wow. I guess not enough decisive victory over Buffalo, I guess. But especially that's wild because Iowa, let's see, no. Yeah, Virginia Tech lost, so they should at least went to 15.
Clemson fell from 6 to 9.
Nice.
Fresno State has jumped up into 22.
Oh.
Let's see. I'll just give the whole top 25.
UCLA dropped too, so they were like
Alabama's 1.
Okay.
Georgia's 2. Oregon is 3. Oklahoma fell from 3 to 4. Oregon jumped from 4 to 3, so those two flipped. Oregon and Oklahoma. Iowa's still 5. Penn State jumped up from 10 to 6.
Oh, wow.
Texas A&M still 7. Cincinnati still 8. Clemson dropped from 6 to 9. Ohio State dropped from 9 to 10. Florida stayed at 11. Notre Dame stayed at 12. Ole Miss jumped up from 17 to 13.
Oh, okay.
Iowa State held firm at 14. BYU jumped up from 23 to 15.
Oh, wow.
Big jump there.
I felt like there's some malicious against that, especially with Coastal and BYU last year.
Yeah. That's interesting. Arkansas jumped up from 20 to 16. Coastal dropped from 16 to 17. Wisconsin stayed at 18. Michigan jumped up from 25 to 19. Michigan State hopped into the top 25 at 20 from unranked. North Carolina's held firm at 21. Fresno State debuted at 22 from unranked. Auburn dropped from 22 to 23. And UCLA dropped from 13 to 24. Kansas State hopped in from unranked to 25. Virginia Tech was 15. They dropped out completely. Arizona State was 19. They dropped out completely. Miami was 24. They dropped out completely.
Yeah, we expected that. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about it in a second. A couple more games in the top 25. So, yeah, we talked about Ole Miss picking up dropping 61 points on Tulane's head. Talked about that. BYU picking up the victory over Arizona State. You hate to see it. I like these guys, but, they weren't able to show up. I mean, it was a big game for them to, stake their claim, but maybe it's not Arizona State's time yet. Arkansas, a very tough team, getting the big victory over Georgia Southern, 45-10. North Carolina putting up big points this week, 59 points over University of Virginia.
Ooh, that's the other Heisman front runner.
Sam Howell. Yeah, that has a cannon of an arm.
He had 300 yards, 5 touchdowns through the air, and ran for 112 yards.
Damn.
So 400 total yards. Last week, I want to say.
I think he threw for 5 last week, too.
Yeah, he ran for 100 yards, 2 touchdowns last week, and threw for 3 and 352 yards last week. So he's got 9 touchdowns through the air and 2 on the ground, 250 rushing yards, 867 passing yards. So he's already at 1,100 for the season. 3 games and 11 touchdowns. So pretty good numbers there. He does have 4 points though, so he's a little more loose with the ball than Matt Corral. I think Matt Corral only has like 2 picks.
Very true. Last 2 games in the top 25 from last week, Michigan State, Miami. I think, we were definitely rooting for Michigan State. I think you went for Miami last week for this victory. Michigan State got a nice little squad. They kept battling back. Mel Tucker, the head coach now of the Michigan State Spartans, which I was like, wait, I was looking for, was it D'Antoni or something like that? It was like, that's why it's like Michigan State had the same 2 looking like, head coaches for like basketball and football. But Mel Tucker's starting to build. I mean, I don't want to say he's building because Michigan State has always been like a sleeper of a good team. Like, they're like a solid team. They're kind of like an Iowa, you know what I'm saying? Like, sneak a good team to put together really well and have some guys coming out of there. Big victory over Miami this past week. Michigan dropped a big – is Michigan for real this year? I mean, 63 points. I mean, it's Northern Illinois, but, they're making their climb.
And I'll tell you why. Their entire offense is running the ball. So as soon as they play a team who can shut down the run, they stink. It's the same Michigan team as every year. They still can't throw the ball.
Oh, hate to see it. But that was a fun week of college football. I think what is one game, and then we'll go to the NFL, what is one game you're looking forward to this Saturday or this weekend of college football action?
Let's see. This week? Ooh. There's 2. I'll let you go first. I'm pretty sure you have one of my 2. So
yeah, I'm going to go for sure. Texas A&M, Arkansas, SEC battle here, 3:30. That should be a game to watch in AT&T Stadium. That's going to be a lot of fun. Arkansas is a tough team. Texas A&M has a lot of pro players on that team, and Jimbo got that team fired. We'll see. We'll see if Arkansas is for real. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, that was my first game. My second game, Notre Dame versus Wisconsin, 12 versus 18. That should be a good game. We'll see if Clemson transfer Ches Malusi can keep chugging along. He has 121 yards at least and a touchdown in his first 2 games. He's got 265 yards in 2 games.
Okay.
Running back transferred from Clemson this year to Wisconsin. He's putting up big numbers, so let's see if he can keep doing that against Notre Dame. Notre Dame's currently undefeated. We'll see how long that lasts. Hopefully not very. But yeah, that'll be my game to watch for the week.
Also, real quick fun stat here. If you want to go see Ohio at Northwestern this week, you can get tickets as low as $2. Ooh. That's a big steal. You can also get tickets to the Central Connecticut at Miami game for as low as $6. These are steals. These are deals. You can get Kent State at Maryland for as low as $3. Should be a fun game to watch. All right. Are you ready?
I hope so.
Let's go to the NFL.
Let's start with the Thursday night game.
Let me tell you something, man. That Thursday night game had my heart pounding, racing. I've never had anxiety watching the game more in my life. It was my birthday. All I wanted was a victory. And I thought my team hated me. I thought they hated my guts. What they was putting me through that night, no man should go through that. But at the end of the day, we got the victory, no matter how ugly it was. And it was ugly.
Daniel Jones was cooking y'all.
He was. Our defense has a lot of explaining to do.
The defense stinks. You trying to say it's the best defense in the NFL? No, sir.
I thought it was. I was wrong. I will admit that. I do not like anything that we're doing. You guys' defense has been playing pretty out of this world, but we'll see.
It's the number one defense in the NFL. US yards allowed.
Yeah.
No sacks.
Let's see. Yeah. I don't want to say it, but come on.
Take a statistic.
Come on, man.
Number one.
You guys played the Jets. Come on, man.
Okay, you guys played the Giants.
Hey, that's a division game. Division games is different. But look, hey, kudos. You guys, your defense has been playing stellar. And now you guys get AJ Bouye back this week. Bro, y'all almost was about to get that Deshaun Watson. What if Deshaun Watson was going to get unleashed on your asses this week, bro? It's not going to happen, but that would have been, I would have laughed so hard, honestly. I would laugh so hard. And then he gets traded to you guys afterwards.
I'm pretty sure Deshaun Watson unleashing on asses is what got him into this trouble.
Oh, all right. Swiftly moving on.
Swiftly, Deandre Swift and the Lions Monday night came out strong in the first half.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they were out there at all.
I don't know. The Lions team is not that bad. They got some pieces. A solid offensive line, good 2 running back attack. Jared Goff might not be that guy. It's still young in this offense. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt because I love TJ Hawkinson. And look, I was getting hate. You remember this? I was getting hate about putting TJ Hawkinson in the top 5.
We both were from Kyle.
And guess what?
What did you tell Kyle?
We told this man he's going to get high usage because he is the number 1 wide receiver.
Correct. The only other players that received
what's that guy's weird name?
5 or more targets are DeAndre Swift and Quintus Cephas.
That's who it is. Yeah, he seems to also be one of Goff's favorite targets. Like that offense could be good. They just need another weapon. If they get like another guy on that offense, that could be something decent. Like they have a good form to run the ball. Their defense still has a lot of question marks though. But I mean, they played well. They played well with the Packers. They were trying to play that. I mean, I was watching, so I'm trying to spit this verbiage that Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, like I'm one of these brainiac wizards. But we're playing a lot of too high safety, so they're kind of forcing the ball. Which fucking, if you had Aaron Jones, I mean, forcing the ball to this guy all night, insane. But I mean, they had a good game plan, but they just made some mistakes here and there. But I mean, Aaron Rodgers is going to pick that apart all night long. I mean, he's a pro at this. They just don't have enough talent yet to be like that. But like the Lions, I think got a foundation. At the very least, I think they're starting to build that foundation. They're taking kneecaps. They're running the ball. I mean, if you got DeAndre Swift, TJ Hawkinson, I mean, which I do, in your fantasy leagues, I mean, it's it's pretty good for you. I mean, it's not fucking Derrick Henry. It's not fucking Aaron Jones, which I played against this week, all on the same team. That just destroyed me. That destroyed me.
You lost big time, didn't you?
Big time. I had a good lead until the Seahawks blew the fucking game, bro. Straight blew that shit. They choked, bro. They fucking choked, and that shit had me dead. But talk about another big game from this Sunday. We got New England picking up a big victory over the Jets, 25-6. The Patriots rolling on, not rolling on, but finally getting their first victory of the season. Jets go to 0-2. I mean, there's not much really to say here. Jets stink. We all knew that. That's something we all knew for sure.
Correct.
How good can this Patriots team be? They are a team that gets better as the year goes, so they could be pretty sneaky good. Are the Bills back? We'll see. I'm not excited to play the Bills this week, but we shall see what happens. Mac Jones, 22 for 30, 186 yards, no touchdowns or interceptions. Offense could still use a little jolt in the arm. I mean, not anything spectacular. I mean, they're running the ball a lot, Damian Harris, 16 carries for 62 yards and a touchdown. James White, 5 carries, 20 yards in the touchdowns. I mean, they're definitely running the ball, playing good defense. I mean, that's just good formula right there for winning games. So we'll see how far they can take that. But they get the victory in week 2.
Yes, sir. Let's see.
You want to go to Denver?
We can go to Denver.
Let's go to Denver when we establish 2 things. Jags suck. We knew that.
And Teddy Bridgewater is the best quarterback in the NFL?
Teddy Bridgewater is a gunslinger? Is he mad that he got traded from the Panthers? Do you feel like, could this be the Teddy Bridgewater that could have got this year? Or was it just the offense? What is Teddy Bridgewater saying about the Panthers? I mean, did you guys lose the Teddy Bridgewater trade? I'm confused. I didn't expect to see this from Teddy Bridgewater. No one expected to see this from Teddy Bridgewater, but I guess Teddy plugged the bridge or something because ain't no water coming through that thing. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know.
Teddy Roosevelt had a day. 26 of 34, 328 yards, 2 touchdowns. And half of that went to Cortland Sutton. 9 catches, 159 yards. Big game for him.
Very excited. Look, we're big Cortland Sutton fans over here. We were nervous that his knee wasn't quite there, but he's showing that he's back and then some. And now they just kind of get that But then one Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton can finally be in harmony. That's dangerous. And we've been talking about this. The Broncos are a sneaky good team to watch this season. 2-0 to start the season. And are we getting Bridge VP? Are we getting Bridge VP? I don't know. Ted VP, whatever you want to call it. But he's balling.
He is balling. We'll see how long it lasts.
We shall see. Also, Urban Meyer, you fucking stink.
Correct. Urban does stink.
How about let's go to another shocker game. Let's go to Buffalo at Miami, where Buffalo straight millie-whopped the Dolphins, and they millie-whopped Tua his ass right out of the game.
Facts.
And you hate to see it. I mean, Jacoby Brissett didn't really have the greatest game. We're big Jacoby Brissett fans over here. Apparently it is a bone bruise, and it's just up to his pain tolerance for Tua. Whether that means he goes or not, we could see possibly Jacoby with a full week of preparation, possibly. I would love to see that. But yeah, not a good situation for Tua because, I mean, another injury doesn't do well. He wasn't really necessarily lighting up the team, but he wasn't bad either. It wasn't awful. But not a good performance from Miami against Buffalo.
No. Might a trade at quarterback be coming for the Dolphins?
Possibly. Nick Foles?
No.
Gardner Minshew?
Yes. Let's see.
I don't know who else. Apparently, what's his name? He plays for the Raiders.
Mariota?
Apparently, he's not even quarterback 2 on the roster.
Yeah, he just went on injured reserve.
Oh, I didn't know that. Because I was like, I was concerned for a second because I saw him on the sideline, but I was like, okay. But then it was like the GOAT Peterson is quarterback 2. I was like, did Peterson beat out Mariota?
No, Mariota got hurt. I can't remember if it's a hamstring or something else, but he's hurt right now.
You know who else got bit by the hamstring bug?
Tyrod Taylor.
You hate to see it because he started the game strong.
He was balling, but you hate to see injuries, yes, of course. But I don't hate to see a rookie quarterback week 3 on a short week, Thursday Night Football, against the best defense in the NFL, the Carolina Panthers. This game might be ugly.
It might be. Davis Mills didn't look good when he entered the game either. I don't know if Ty God has been officially ruled out. I mean, you don't expect you give him the week off. What'd you say?
He's been placed on injured reserve. Him and Collins both.
Dang, that's a double win. Yeah, there goes the season. Now we got a 3-way race for first pick. Jags to repeat.
Ooh, 4-way? Lions, Texans, Jags, Jets?
Yeah.
Falcons?
I mean, I don't know because Falcons they look pretty good. We'll get you. Fuck it. We might as well talk about it. I was watching that game, and Falcons, that offense came alive a little bit. I mean, they was getting the ball out. Russell Gage, shout out to Calvin Ridley. I mean, they was getting the ball. Not enough. I mean, not enough. Obviously, if you come at the king, you better not miss. But that offense just showing some life. Defense, on the other hand, that's different. I mean, Tom Brady's eating, he's feasting. Tom Brady's about to go for a record, I think, with the most four touchdown consecutive games or something like that. If I'm not mistaken, I could be mistaken.
I doubt it.
Tampa Bay, I mean, that offense looks good. I mean, Tampa Bay looks good. Aaron Rodgers. Excuse me, not Aaron Rodgers. Tom Brady threw for 5 touchdowns, 24 36, 276. I mean, running game is not really there, but I mean, when you're passing the ball like they are so efficiently, you don't really need to. But Leonard Fournette, 11 carries, 52 yards. Ronald Jones, 6 carries for 27. But I mean, you got studs like Mike Evans, 5 catches, 75 yards, 2 tutties. Chris Godwin, 4 catches, 62 yards and a tutty. Rob Gronkowski, 4 catches, 39 and 2 tutties. I mean, come on, man, that's insane. Pick the worst week to start Antonio Brown, but hey, it's fine. It's fine. He'll bounce back.
How are you a Washington football team fan and you bench Terry McLaurin?
Bro, man, I was scared for Thursday night.
It wouldn't have mattered. You got destroyed anyway.
Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered. Fuck Derrick Henry.
Aaron Jones and Derrick Henry double whammy. Double homicide.
Double homicide. And I was trying to make a trade for Aaron Jones this week too, but hate to see it.
Ain't gonna happen now.
Definitely. Definitely not. Let's talk about San Fran picking up another victory over the Eagles. An ugly victory, 17-11. Victory is a victory, though. I don't know, man. San Fran is straight. You know, I like their team. Good defense. Offense is fine.
Running backs can't stay healthy.
That is
all
true.
All three of their active running backs for this game. Keep in mind they've already lost Jeff Wilson Jr. in the preseason, and then Raheem Mostert week 1. So the 3 running backs they had healthy for this game,
Elijah Mitchell,
JaMychal Hasty, and Trey Sermon, all got hurt.
Dang.
So a little waiver wire pickup early edition here. Usually I save for the end of the show. Go ahead and pick up Trenton Cannon in your leagues because he might be the starting running back this week.
Speaking of running backs, how about Cordero Patterson? This guy is kind of he gets some sneaky good points. I mean, he gets some carries. He gets a lot of targets out the backfield, and he's kind of like a weapon for them. And then, I mean, I don't really see Mike Davis doesn't really. I mean, I don't even look at the shares real quick, but
Mike Davis led the team in rushing, but he hasn't been getting receptions like that.
Which I think, can lead to Cordero getting more playing time as the season goes. I mean, he only had 2 more
down 2.
Yeah, and he only had 2 more rushing attempts than Mike Davis. I mean, he didn't get the yards that you want to, but they're splitting the carries. I mean, they didn't really pass the running ball very much, and then he's active in the passing game with 5 catches, 58 yards, and touchdown. 2 touchdowns total this week. So I mean, fantasy sleeper. But yeah, 49ers got the worst of luck, and I would hate to play for him, to be quite honest, especially if you're a running back. But they get the victory for now and see if they can continue to keep this momentum going somehow, some way. Will we see Jimmy G, step up and they might change their offense? I don't think, Kyle Shanahan wants to change his offense for nothing, but, who knows?
It needs to be Trey Lance season. But let's see, what else do we have? Oh, Kyle's Minnesota Vikings.
What a fucking game.
They stink. Kirk Cousins threw for 244 yards and 3 touchdowns. Dalvin Cook ran the ball 22 times for 131 yards. They scored 33 points and still lost because they stink. Kyler Murray, our guy, 400 yards, 3 passing touchdowns. And what did he do rushing? 31 rushing yards on 5 carries and a touchdown. Pretty good.
I say so. That game was heartbreaking. It was back and forth, back and forth. I mean, especially at the end of the first half, just to try to get points on the board. But Minnesota's kickers, they need to clean out that whole facility and whatever bad juju, run some sage through that bitch. Mike Zimmer might be gone. He might be gone.
He might be.
He might get kicked out of the building, and it's probably, it'll be good. It might actually be good for the Minnesota Vikings. But tough loss for the Minnesota Vikings for sure. Tough back-to-back losses off of field goals. You hate to see it. You really do.
They need to just go ahead and trade whatever the Ravens want for Justin Tucker.
Yeah.
So just get a good kicker once. and see what happens.
It might be a really good team. I mean, the most accurate kicker in NFL history. I mean, they hammered that home pretty hard on Sunday Night Football.
Sure.
But, I mean, it's not Cap.
Sure isn't.
I mean, sheesh. They might have to go get any kicker that steps in Ravens camp. If he step in Ravens camp, go get him.
In fact, speaking of Ravens, big dub over the Chiefs.
Yo.
36-35.
Let me tell you, man. I thought it was going to be elementary. Once the Chiefs got all right, Ravens scored. All right, cool, but it was way too much time on the clock. Chiefs getting these big chunk games. That was like, oh yeah, we got the field goal. We're just gonna run it. We're just gonna run it. And I was like, oh yeah, this is just gonna be easy for the boys just to get the victory. But not so fast. A huge fumble
By Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
His first NFL career fumble. Hate to see it at the worst possible time. Even still, it was almost a glimmer of hope because once the Ravens didn't get the ball, they was able to stop them into that memorable, fourth down to where John is like, "You want to go for this, Lamar? Let's do it."
And Lamar said, "Yeah,
let's get it." And that's a huge victory for the Ravens because, I mean, this could have been a downward spiral. The running game has looked a lot better. Devontae Freeman running the ball hard. This man just runs the ball vicious, like the way he be running downhill. Latavius Murray looking pretty good. I got to ask you this question, quick question, but is Le'Veon Bell washed?
He might be. But, Tyson Williams is the best running back on this team, and as somebody who has him in 2 leagues, I need them to feed him more. He averaged 5.9 yards per carry, 13 carries, 77 yards, 2 catches, 16 yards.
He runs the ball well. He has explosion. But the thing is, it's like he was the first running back out of all 3 signed, right? It was Le'Veon, then it was Devontae, and then it was Latavius.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just observation, that's all.
Beat Tyson Williams, though.
For sure. Big victory for the Ravens as they move on. Chiefs lose in September. That's something you don't say often.
Nope. I think this game, Mahomes threw his first September interception.
Yeah. Speaking of interceptions, I mean, Lamar Jackson threw 2 to Matthews early. And I mean, he was still able to find a way to get the team back in there and run that offense. I mean, this is good momentum. I think that's the thing with the Ravens. They are a scary team if they get momentum. Momentum, more money for the Ravens. You know what I'm saying?
Correct. Speaking of momentum, how about maybe the player who personifies momentum better than any in the NFL, Derrick Henry?
Yes.
And the Tennessee Titans with the comeback overtime victory over the Seattle Seahawks.
To be quite honest with you, this is the Seattle Seahawks I expected to see all year. Honestly, I didn't think they're going to be good. Maybe we're going to start to see that. But, I mean, this was a huge, I'm talking about a big victory that is needed. This victory was much needed for the Titans because they are a team like the Tennessee Titans and the Baltimore Ravens. They hate each other, but they're kind of the same exact team. And they have when they get rolling, and you can't touch these guys. And so big victory over Seattle. And, they know what to do. They know the recipe. Feed Derrick Henry. Someone once told me that Derrick Henry is old and washed. And I need, I need to have somebody, I want a young guy for my trade value. Something like that. It was something like that.
Yeah, that guy's a dummy.
But huge victory for Tennessee Titans. Big loss for the Seattle Seahawks. I'm calling it, man. This is going to be Russ's last year, Pete Carroll's last year. Actually, I think it'll be Pete Carroll's last year. Russ might remain in Seattle.
Yeah, big game from Tyler Lockett. 8 catches, 178 yards and a touchdown. Julio, 6 catches, 128 yards. But the biggest game by Derrick Henry, 35 carries, 182 yards, 3 touchdowns, 6 catches, 55 yards for a total of 247 yards and 3 touchdowns. Monster game from Derrick Henry.
That's not fair. That's not fair.
It's really not. Let's see. Did we get everything?
There's 3 more games. Los Angeles Rams picking up the victory over the Indianapolis Colts, 27-24.
I don't know why this game was this close. The Colts stink.
They do. Rams, a good team getting back-to-back victories here. I mean, the Colts they have a good stable of running backs to run the ball. I mean, they can run the ball and that wears on teams. But Carson Wentz is not good. Carson Wentz sprained not one, but both of his motherfucking ankles. How you do that?
I don't know. That's literally a Carson Wentz injury.
This man looking like my leg guy.
If you ask me what NFL player would sprain both ankles, I would go 1, Jordan Reed, 2, Carson Wentz. Those would be my 2 guesses.
Yeah.
Possibly the 2 most injury-prone players ever.
He sure did. AJ, how do you feel about that he's not with you guys? You don't got that headache anymore. Now he is the Colts' headache.
Yeah, his injury concerns are not your problem.
He's not. Jacob Eason season, Sam Ehlinger season, maybe? Who knows? That team got a lot to figure out. That's for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I like the Rams a lot. I think they're going to be a good team. I'm excited for them to get into that division, into that divisional play, because that's going to be must-see TV. 1,000%. 1,000% going to be must-see TV. Oh, that's true. Eagles 2022 conditional first-round pick remaining a second pick.
Oh, that's
hate to see it. Big brain play.
Yeah, what if Carson sprained both of his ankles to spite the Eagles and not give them a first-round pick? Is he that spiteful? Is he that kind of person, AJ?
I think so.
Or is he just a kind-hearted Midwestern kid?
Who just frail.
Yeah. Who knows?
Also, big game. One of my bold takes last week. Derek Carr beating the Steelers. Big victory for Las Vegas. I keep saying Oakland. You gotta get it out of me.
It's Las Vegas.
Las Vegas Raiders. Big victory, man. Like, I am very happy that Derek Carr is balling right now. It's still one of those things where it's like, okay, yes, he's doing it, but this is like the time that the Raiders always do it. But 2 big victories that were close. I feel like this is the momentum that they need. This is what they need. I'm trying to pick. I'm gonna pull up the schedule real quick to see the next 2 opponents.
You know who the rusher was for the Raiders?
Wait, say that again?
You know who the Raiders' leading rusher was for this game?
Derek Carr?
No. He's your boy.
Oh, wait. Peyton Barber.
Yes, sir.
I saw he got picked up.
13 carries for 32 yards.
Did Josh Jacobs, did he play or was he inactive? He did not. Okay, that's crazy.
But this is off topic. You know what thought came into my head last night when Chris Berman was doing the fastest? Was it 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever the was? Chris Berman and Kevin from The Office.
Yo. Hey. Yo, that's damn. That kind of fucked me up just now, actually.
It messed me up last night. I was like, yo.
But but Chris Berman, he definitely in his prime though. In his prime, he definitely was.
He's the GOAT.
He's a GOAT. But you know.
And he go. Oh. Yeah, gotta love Berman.
I love him. He's an icon for sure. Like him, Stuart Scott. Those were some of my favorites growing up. Like straight. I'm a big Scott Van Pelt guy. Obviously, he's from Maryland Connection as well. But I love seeing him doing his big thing, his late night show. I mean, Stephen A. Of course. I mean, he's the Godfather. I mean, this man making that big dough. Talking about I'm out of here. Like I'm kicking these people out of here, man. F you, Max. He's trying to go late night. That's what Stephen A.'s trying to do right now. He's trying to go late night. So pretty interesting indeed. But
out at night, and now he's trying to move to late night.
We know Stephen A. freak, bro. We see how this man be pulling up when they call him late. They call him, hey man, we need you to come in. This man pull up with the sweater, pull up with the turtleneck with the jean jacket. And then was just hitting on a fine 35-year-old, no kids. Ooh, red bone. Anyway, so the Las Vegas Raiders play the Dolphins. Revenge game for sure, because last year I'm pretty sure the Dolphins were the team that they were rolling. They were rolling before they played the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins upset them, but they beat them to kind of stop that momentum. Oh, that was the Ryan Fitzpatrick game when Ryan Fitzpatrick had his he had that bomb he threw with his that face mask. Yeah. So I mean, this is gonna be a good game for them to kind of get that revenge. I mean, especially if Tua is going to be injured, that Raiders defense be humming. They got some pass rushers. They get after the football. Secondary, but they get after it, So that should be fun. And then the week after that, the Raiders have they have a bye week already?
The Raiders?
Hold on.
They might have a week 5 bye.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm sorry. They play on Monday Night Football at the Chargers, and that will be a fun game to watch. So two pretty good teams. They play. I mean, Miami Dolphins defense is not. It weren't good on last week, but those should be pretty good matchups for them to kind of get this ball rolling and maybe go.
Ooh, and then the week after that, it's also going to be a good matchup. Khalil Mack revenge game?
Ooh. Could we see Justin Fields in full effect?
Perhaps.
Andy Dalton did get hurt.
He did. It might be Justin Fields' season.
Finally. Waited too long for that.
Right.
Waited too long. But yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm happy for Derek Carr.
Did we talk about that game yet?
I don't think we have talked about that game. Chicago squeaked out a victory. This is kind of an ugly game.
Fields finished the game 6 of 13, 60 yards, 1 interception. But they did get the victory. Andy Dalton was 9 of 11 for a touchdown. 6 yards.
If you look at the box score, this game was a snooze fest the first 3 quarters. Only 10 total points scored by both teams. 7-3 enter in the fourth. Then they finally put on the show. Cincinnati scored 14. Chicago scoring 13 in the fourth. The offenses came alive. Joe Burrow constantly getting hit. We kind of talked about this today. The big decision, drafting Penei Sewell over Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase over Penei Sewell.
Yeah. Which was a big offseason debate. And they went Chase, Chase has been looking good. He looks great.
In each game.
Definitely a star. How long will Joe Burrow be able to throw the ball to Chase if he's on his ass? or not on the field because, I mean, he's getting smacked around.
Big time smacked.
So
I believe he's the most hit quarterback through 2 games this season.
and they had them. They had the best, pass protector. Penix still looks small though. Is it just me or does he? How tall is he?
I think he's 6'5".
He doesn't look 6'5", unless that offensive line is just huge.
It is.
Because I'm like, he kind of looks small, but I mean, he's still 20. He's still growing into his body. So, which is insane. You would have him for so long. I mean, you'll be paying him his first contract. What, 25? Most people just get in the league.
He's 6'5", 330.
Bro, that's wild. He don't look that. He looked like 6'4". Not even that. He looked like 6'3", 260.
He's so wide. He doesn't look as tall.
Yeah. He got them good genes. I'm trying to borrow him.
His brother is filthy also. He's a linebacker in Oregon.
Ooh. That's a little different in styles.
He's like 6'4", 250, 260. He's a big linebacker. He can run.
That's good. Speaking of linebacker that can run, how about Michael Parsons playing defensive end this weekend?
That's what he was recruited as out of high school.
Yeah.
He was the number 3 defensive end, according to the ESPN 300, behind Xavier Thomas and KJ Henry, who are both at Clemson. And neither one of them are living up to that so far. But yeah, it's impressive that he was able to go from linebacker week 1 to defensive end week 2 and look really good doing it.
Might not come back. Might not play linebacker again.
I mean, they do have plenty of linebackers. Like they drafted him and Jabril Cox later, I think the 3rd or 4th round. And then they already have Jalen Smith and Leighton Vander Esch. And they're playing Keanu Neal at linebacker. So they have like 5 linebackers.
Yeah. And the Cowboys picked up a big victory over the Chargers. But can we just talk about how Justin Herbert just finds a way to complete 3rd and 16s back-to-back weeks? It's just insane, just dropping dimes. Super talented, but wasn't enough. They got screwed out of some calls, no doubt, in this Cowboys game.
Cowboys always get calls. America's team.
Yeah. Big trash. Let's see. Dak 23 for 27, 237 and an interception, no touchdowns. But the running game was huge for the Dallas Cowboys. Tony Pollard, my favorite Dallas running back, if I had to choose one. 13 carries for 109 yards and a touchdown. Ezekiel Stinky Elliott. 16 carries, 71 yards, and a touchdown. CeeDee Lamb, 8 catches, 81 yards. Not a very notable game for Amari Cooper. 3 catches of 24, especially after having such a big production last week. On the Chargers side, Justin Herbert, 31 for 41, 338, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Austin Eckler, 9 carries, 54 yards. Justin Jackson, 4 carries, 21. Keenan Allen, 4 catches, 108. Mike Williams, 7 catches, 91. Austin Eckler, 9 catches out of the backfield for 61 yards. Mike Williams putting together a season.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Mike, I guess. Ew, Mike Williams in Detroit to be that number 1 receiver?
Oh, I would hate that.
I mean, I would hate it, but I mean, it makes sense.
No, they don't think you can throw him the ball.
Ooh, Mike Williams to – what about Mike Williams in Kansas City?
Now we're talking.
Nah, because Mecole Hardman is –
Mecole Hardman stinks.
It's not it. But, I mean, they do what it is. I mean, he'll get the ball. It's Patrick Mahomes. But, yeah, Mike Williams balling, and I love to see it.
Correct.
Shout out Mike Williams.
Shout out Lake Marion.
Speaking of last note on the high school, I'm pretty sure Cane Bay won 2 back-to-back games, big dog.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they beat West Ashley. Hold on. Quick Twitter search. I'll get you the answer. And then we'll wrap up this Tuesday night episode. What was one of your favorite moments while I find this from this week in a football action?
The Panthers completely smothering Jameis Winston.
Yeah, it wasn't fair.
I personally like to see it. Yeah, it looks like they're 3-1 right now. They beat Orangeburg, lost to Hanahan by 1 touchdown, and they beat James Island and West Ashley.
Back-to-back victories, 3-1. I don't think I've. Well, yes, I have. They had a good year. They had that undefeated year for a little bit. They play Ashley Ridge, big crosstown rival game this week. That should be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, shout out, man. Shout out to the Bay, man, to our dying days. You know, that's where we started at. I mean, we got to support our South Carolina teams, our squads, you know. Coastal Carolina, Clemson, South Carolina. Okay. This is the final story for real. We ain't talking about this. Presbyterian got obliterated. The boys got 70, what was it, 69? 72 points it was 72 put on the head, bro. The boys got us excited thinking this offense is gonna do something crazy. But them boys really just played some really bad teams. Is Campbell that good? Or is Presbyterian that bad?
Maybe a little bit of both.
Maybe a little bit of both.
Maybe Campbell was running the Presbyterian playbook and they was onside kicking it after every score.
It's like, how does this taste? That's wild, bro. 70 points. That's tough. That's tough.
That's what Presbyterian was doing to other schools.
But they weren't even real schools. Let's be real. No boys were NAIA schools. They wasn't even NCAA. They weren't even playing. If they were not in the NCAA, Presbyterian probably the greatest school out there.
They're playing Sycamore?
They was playing Bishop Sycamore pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Grown-ass man. But, hey, we gonna get it one day. Yeah, we gonna get it one day. But it won't be today because I think that's all we got for this week's episode. We reviewed everything from the college football landscape and the NFL. Big week of action coming up. Much to come in store. I mean, really excited. We got the Carolina playing on Thursday night. I mean, we were switching. It was me last Thursday. Now it's you on this Thursday. Let's see if you guys can continue the tradition of winning on Thursday night. And we play Buffalo. A big test for us.
Yeah, it's going to be a big L for you.
It's probably going to be a big L. But we're going to see. That's why we play the game.
You really can't lose. Josh Allen either looks bad and you win, and Kyle wins that bet, or Josh Allen cooks you guys. You lose, but you win the bet against Kyle.
Ooh, I like that. Win-win. It is a win-win. I like that. Hell yeah. Can't lose. But
your heart.
Yes, sir. And you can't lose. Like how you can't lose by watching us here on Hate to Pylon every week. So make sure you guys are following us here on Twitch. Make sure you follow us on YouTube as well, Twitter, TikTok, all the different social media platforms. And if you ever so inclined, drop us a subscribe or follow. And we'll greatly appreciate that. It helps our channel out so much. Also, go to hatetopollo.com if you're ever so inclined to check out some of our merch. Hoodies coming soon. It's hoodie season, baby. We got you. We're going to drop something real cool. But, yeah, that's all I got for you guys tonight. Any final words, Jonathan, before we wrap it up?
Go Panthers. Vikings stink. Washington stinks.
It's time to go!
All right, everybody. Have a great rest of your night. We'll see you on Thursday. Peace out.
Yeah.